Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 3 of The Doctor Will See You Now. In this episode I'm going to be getting a little bit more in-depth into Fallout 4, and this is going to have a lot of spoilers in here. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the main story and also a couple things with companions like quests that I've just really enjoyed going through. So to start this episode, I really want to talk about something I didn't get too deep into the last episode, and that's going to be the performance of Fallout 4. I've been hearing lots and lots of complaints about the game running badly, and I really haven't had much issues at all. In about 3 days of playtime, I have had the game hard crash on me twice, which both times I just had to reload the game and got back to really close to where I was. So both times really didn't affect me. The thing that bothered me maybe the most is just the drop in frames that happen a lot when you're walking around Boston. Recently, I've been doing some quests in and around the city of Boston, and that's really when I've been noticing, wow, I'm really losing lots of frames in these areas. But a lot of time, I stand still for a couple seconds, and it gets back to normal. So, for me, the performance has really not been an issue at all. But I understand people that if it's not running perfectly, they dock the game for that, but for me, that has not been an issue. Alright, so on to the main story. So I'm not going to go through the whole entire thing. What I really want to start with is when I'm first entering the Institute. I'm entering the Institute and I am ready to kill any person in my way to get to my son. Like, I put it off a little bit. I wanted to make sure I was at the right level. I wanted to make sure I had all the right gear to fight every single person in the Institute, and I was ready to kill him. Well, I got in there, and I found out that my son was the leader of the Institute. It took me a little bit, but I ended up deciding to side with the Institute in this. And I plan on going back and siding, I plan on going back and playing another playthrough, siding with the Railroad and siding with Brotherhood of Steel, but in this playthrough I was just really intrigued by the Institute. And I gotta say, I still remember emerging from Vault 101 all those years ago, and it's probably been my favorite moment in any video game ever. Going down into the Institute really rivals that. Like that, playing through, I've played almost every single Fallout game that has come out. I haven't fully beaten Fallout 1 and 2, but I've played a good bit of each, and Fallout 3 in New Vegas, and I've never had a moment where I've walked into an area quite like the Institute. Like, nothing in any Fallout game that I could think of rivals what I walked into in that first section. It was incredible. So I got down in there and I decided I was gonna side with them. And another one of my favorite moments I had playing this game was when when father, or your son, which is really strange, but when he tells you to go visit the heads of the certain areas, and he says go visit Dr. Lee in, I can't remember the exact section she was in, but that was the first place I ran to, because I'm like, you are kidding me, this cannot be the same Dr. Lee from Fallout 3 that helped with Project Purity. And lo and behold, it was. And that was, one of my, I could not believe that. I really liked her in Fallout 3, and just, it all makes sense, right? She helped purify all the water in the Capital Wasteland, so why wouldn't the Institute go after her? But it's really neat to see those certain things. It was really neat to see Liberty Prime again. On this time I was destroying Liberty Prime, or not exactly destroying, but trying to use her guns against the Brotherhood. But yeah, I was really satisfied with siding with the Institute. I feel like towards the end it was a little bit like the quests were a little lame. You kind of just like go kill all the railroad guys, go, and killing all the railroad guys, that was, I guess, more of the lame quest that I thought. You really just go down in there, and they're just like, what's up? And then I just start shooting every single one of them. But I mean, I really enjoyed the Brotherhood mission. I thought that was really neat, where you get dropped off right by the airport, you're kind of sneaking in there, shutting off the generators, and then you're sending down these synths to destroy everybody, and then you're working to destroy Liberty Prime. I mean, I had a really, really good time with my playthrough. I think this main story is definitely one of my favorite, out of just, what I've played in the past. It was just, I thought it was really interesting. And I mean, I couldn't help it. Like, the way I was playing that game, every dialogue choice, I wouldn't worry too much. I wasn't worried too much about they killed my wife. Like, that wasn't the important part to me. The important part to me was finding my son. And when I found him, that's what I was going after. I was going to stick with him till the end. And the end was soon after, because, surprise, surprise, he ends up dying. And then you become the leader of the Institute. It's really crazy. I mean, as of this point, I'm kind of just doing, missions for people. I'm curious if there's a big part where you actually are like the leader of the Institute and you're making these big decisions. But I mean, I'd like to see a little more of that. Another thing I really would like to see, and I'm not sure if it's there or not, I've tried talking to Dr. Lee multiple times, but I can't seem to get any dialogue choices to find out how she got to the Institute. I really want to learn the story from the end of Fallout 3 to her getting to the Institute. I think that's got to be a really neat thing. My guess is, there was the guy that was searching for the synth in the Capital Wasteland, so maybe he went to her and he said, yo, you just purified all the water for all these people. You did something crazy and scientific and something that's really not happening that much up on the Wasteland. Come to the Commonwealth. We got a place for you. That's just my guess. I have no clue what actually happened. I would really like to find that out. My next is, there's just some really awesome stories that happen in this game that just happen through gameplay. Like, one of my favorite one was I had a X688, the synth courser, as my companion, and we're, just traveling the wasteland, looking for supplies, killing whoever comes in our way, and I come across this parking garage. So, of course, I climb up to the very top, and I see a sentry bot nearby. So I start shooting at the sentry bot, we get in this little fight, we end up getting down to the bottom level of the parking garage, sentry bot's low on health, X688's low on health, and X688 goes down. Soon after, I kill the sentry bot, and X688, to the most of my knowledge, he is still inside that parking garage. Sentry bot goes down, explodes, and then, one by one, each car blows up. It's like, boom, boom, and I'm just like, oh, he's gone. And then, a second later, he just walks up behind me, he's like, yo, what's up? And it's just like... It was just a funny moment, and one of my favorites in the game. Next is, the vaults in this game are completely incredible. Each vault in Fallout 3 kind of felt similar, like they were built with the same architecture, and each one in this game feels completely different. And the stories inside the vaults are, I've never enjoyed just walking through an area and reading terminals as much as just walking through these vaults. When you're in the one where, it's still a functional vault and there's all these interesting characters in there, and then you find out what was happening behind the walls, that it's they're watching people and they're testing diseases and antidotes on these people, it's insane. Another just interesting one was, I think it was Vault 75, where it was under the middle school, and they're just bringing in kids, disposing of the parents, and then trying to raise the kids in this, trying to raise the kids to be perfect. When they get to 18, if they are quote-unquote perfect, they are raised up to be leaders of the Vault. If not, then they are just disposed of. I love Vault-Tec, and they created such a perfect evil genius in this game. It's incredible. I mean, yeah, my thoughts and ideas on this game really haven't changed. I completely adore this game. Like I'm working 40 hours a week and taking 3 college courses, and in my free time this is all I've played. I haven't really gotten much sleep in the past 2 weeks, but I don't regret it. Like every moment I play in this game, it's a new story that I'm either building on my own or experiencing through the game. And I really cannot wait to see what happens in these next playthroughs I do, and also with the DLC that's going to be coming up next year. I think with what they put in the Fallout 3, I can only expect great things from that DLC. I can't wait to experience some new lands, experience some awesome stories, and I'm really looking forward to it. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode 3 of The Doctor Will See You Now. Tune in next week for a talk about Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Alright, everybody, I'll see you then.